Alright, dude, it's me, Z. I just wanted to let you guys know that this is a clip taken from Boxcast. If you want to see the entire clip, I'll link it above and below, and thank you guys for watching. Alright, dude, I'll talk to you later. What will Halo Infinite be like? So, as we've seen, Halo Infinite was in very rough shape last time we saw it. We saw pop-ins, we saw kind of, in my opinion, generic gameplay, and I'm a Halo fanboy, I've been playing for a long time. They delayed it. Do you think this affects Xbox's launch and their console war? And also, what does the game look like?
I don't think it affects their launch per se. I mean, it would have been nice to have a Halo drop with a new console.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was very tempted to just impulse buy the Series X, the full fat daddy, with Halo Infinite, because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get on next gen, and I'm gonna get it with Halo Infinite. So when they delayed it, that kind of solidified for me, I don't need to buy the system day one.
Mm-hmm.
So even for one person, it did affect it.
Well, good luck getting it day one anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
The launch was absolutely horrendous.
Right.
Not the launch, but the pre-order.
Right.
I don't even have one.
Right.
And I was on 3 different sites at the same time.
And so you want one day one, though?
Yeah, so we're going to go wait in line.
Okay, good. Okay, maybe I'll join you. So now, what does Halo Infinite look like?
So Halo Infinite, so it looked a lot like Halo, right? I don't know. I did like the little map thing where you can kind of pick and choose, what you want to do first. It's more open worldy, which is definitely the kind of game I'm drawn to. I was hoping for a complete, fully open world, fully customizable Master Chief. Like, you can get this gun and you can have it on your loadout, and like almost like a Ghost Recon Wildland type game, but it was Halo. And I was looking forward to like a complete open world Halo game where you had missions over here, missions over there, and you could just pick which one you wanted to do when, and then every mission you do unlocks a different mission or whatever they wanted to do. I'm glad they delayed it, because I don't want them to come out with a substandard Halo.
Agreed.
That is their flagship product. It needs to be perfect. It needs to be great. I think Halo 5 was less than extravagant, or less than, what's the word I'm looking for?
Stellar.
Stellar is a great word, yeah.
Right.
It was
Garbage,
less than stellar.
Filth.
So I think they really need to knock it out of the park with Halo Infinite.
Okay. And
I think they saw that with the issues they were having, and the holdups that were going on internally in Microsoft, how they were preparing to launch this game, that they really needed to put a hold on it and do it right. And I actually appreciate that. Because they could have just pushed it out and said, we'll just patch it later, like every other freaking developer out there does.
True.
But the fact that they held it to actually try to perfect the product, to have a really great playable game on launch, says a lot to their commitment to quality.
No, I do agree with that. And so as a Halo fanboy, I was disappointed to see that it wasn't going to be launched, but I was also like, I'm actually really glad that they didn't, because it just did not look, in my video I said it looked generic, right? Now, the question for, I think, Halo fans in general, the one that I think all of us are kind of rejecting is, in a world of Ghost Recon Wildlands, in a world of Fortnite, in a world of all these shooters that do something unique and different, Halo used to be that unique and different. Do you think that Halo being open world is a good thing? Because in my opinion, I think that actually Halo being more linear helps it, because you get the really nice developed set pieces, you get the action where there needs to be action, you get the quiet moments where there needs to be quiet. And I've always felt like that lends its hand better to Halo being more of a story game, and then you have online if you want the big open world stuff. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point too. I think one of the things they were doing with Halo Infinite was they were planning on going to launch multiplayer separate from the actual campaign. So Halo multiplayer was going to be completely separate from the actual Halo game. So they could pretty much take that Halo multiplayer and do whatever they wanted with it outside of the framework of the game, which I think was a really cool thing. And then the Infinite side, from what I've heard, is they're going to launch with this Halo Infinite, right? And every time they do an expansion, it's going to be Halo Infinite. You're going to have whatever you did in this world over here, and then you can jump over here to this ring. And now you've got a new ring to play on, a new Halo ring, or a new world to go to, and you're going to have basically another storyline.
Do you think it'll be games as a service?
Say again?
Do you think it'll be games as a service? So like, you have to still pay another $15 or another $30, or pay this DLC pack, or pay for this loot. Like, do you think that Halo will just go the way of like a Fortnite, where you start having like microtransactions,
seasons and all that?
Seasons.
It could. I mean, they're calling it Infinite, so I mean, It could definitely do that.
Do you think that like, that's my thing though? Do you think that it lends? Do you think it does Halo any good to do that? Or do you think it would be better if they're like, no, we're doubling down on what Halo has always been, which is a story-driven, linear experience with awesome multiplayer?
I think you're gonna get both. I think you're gonna have the multiplayer where they can do the seasons and expand on the skins and the armors.
Well, you know what?
I
have to push back on that, because you know what's ridiculous is that the game that we've always said that we love the most, Halo Reach, right?
Yeah.
The thing that is great about Halo is that all of the guns are on the map, and you know where they are, and that's your advantage. There isn't an advantage in loadout. There isn't an advantage in, other than just very basic stuff like that. Nobody's starting off with a rocket launcher unless I'm starting off out with a rocket launcher. And my fear is that Halo just becomes unbalanced.
That's one of the things that turned me off to the Halo multiplayer.
Right.
To be quite honest with you, when they started coming out with these packs and these different things that you can only get if you get 5 kills in a row or whatever, right?
Right.
Because you have players of different skill levels.
Right.
And I will come out and admit, and I will say that I am not the best, okay? I am not a 12-year-old online for 16 hours a day, playing all day. And so when I go onto a multiplayer, I want to have fun, and I want to be able to go run around. If I'm going to hide until a weapon pops up on the map so I can be a weapon. And now I've got a rocket launcher, and it
balances it out.
It balances it out for me, because you might have a gun that's normally going to kill me, but oh hey MFR, I got a rocket launcher now.
Right.
That was great. I don't like the whole loadout boxes where you can or you can only unlock this ability if you do this, that, or the other thing.
Right.
So I hope they kind of go back to you can find the guns over here, but yes. I don't know if they will.
And the thing that I love the most about Reach, and I think you agree too, is that yes, you could customize your Spartan as much as you wanted, but it was all cosmetic, and it was just you're playing online and you're getting XP. Right? You're not starting off with a handgun now, or you're not starting off with plasma grenades. You're not starting off with anything extra. It's just, oh, you have a flaming helmet. That's really cool. And you've been playing for a lot of hours. Right? And even like the worst player still gets XP over time. So it could take you years to get that flaming helmet, or it could take you a week.
Or, I mean, make it to where if you want to bring those weapons to multiplayer, I'm not saying power weapons. Like, I don't think anybody should have a sniper rifle in their loadout. I don't think anybody
unless
should have
it's snipers.
Unless it's snipers.
Right.
I don't think anybody should have a rocket launcher in their normal loadout. But on the other stuff, like, yeah, you want to get a battle rifle, you want to get an assault rifle. How do you want to load your guy out? Maybe put those in campaign where you can find them in the campaign, and then add those to your character as something that you want to run in a multiplayer.
I don't know if I agree with that, because I just want it to be balanced. But that's, I guess, just a difference in opinion. Right.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a difference. You're doing PvP versus PvE.
And the thing that was always nice about Halo was that you have, snipers. Everybody has the same loadout. You can pick if you want to sprint, or you can pick holograms, right, and Reach. Or you have rocket launchers, or you have SWAT, or you have just assault, or Team Slayer, whatever it is. And everybody has the same options for the same loadout. So if you pick a different option, that's your choice. But you don't get to have extra stuff because you did the campaign, right? It was always kind of separate in that way.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's where I'm getting. We can do a whole Halo podcast if you guys want. Leave a comment.